Domestic politics now. One of the most powerful Democrats in America is being skewered by his own party. Get this, there's backlash growing against Rahm Emanuel. He's President Biden's nominee to be the ambassador to Japan, former mayor of Chicago, congressman, and also, in addition to that, worked for Barack Obama as his chief of staff. But now Emanuel is facing heat over his handling of the fatal police shooting of Laquan McDonald in 2014. It has often been called one of the worst police shootings ever that was caught on video. A police officer shot the knife-wielding teen 16 times as he was trying to escape. Critics say Emanuel helped cover up the Laquan McDonald shooting and pushed to keep the video under wraps. The officer involved in this shooting was later convicted of murder. Joining us now, Anna Devolante, Chicago investigative journalist, WGN radio host. Anna, good to see you. Boy, who would have ever thought that Rahm Emanuel would be in the target of Democrats?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to understand where that all comes from. I got to tell you, Leland, I was on air when I heard this cross Friday afternoon, and any of us who have covered Rahm Emanuel over the years when he was mayor of Chicago, I think we're sort of shaking our head and saying this is typical Rahm stuff. I mean, this is a politician who became known for commonly using the phrase, never let a good crisis go to waste. And here we are, a Friday afternoon news dump when the whole world is focused, rightly so, on Afghanistan and the horrors and the pictures coming out of there, some of which you're featuring even still tonight. But Friday afternoon, a controversial pick like this comes out so that it would, I don't know.
There's a reason the White House releases controversial picks on Friday afternoons. I was in the briefing room a number of times when it happened, but this one seems unusual. Do you get the sense that the White House and others were gunning for this fight and knew it was going to be controversial? Cori Bush, a member of the squad, tweeted, Rahm Emanuel covered up the murder of Laquan McDonald. He must be disqualified from ever holding an appointed position in any administration. A video there of Rahm Emanuel and Joe Biden worked very closely together in the Obama administration. Do you get the feeling that the White House understood how controversial this was going to be?
I do. I really do. And, you know, I think about it. It's to say that this was a pivotal moment for Chicago is an understatement. But to say that this was a meaningful moment for police reform calls across the United States, I think is very true. And you got to put this whole thing in context if you think about what happened here. You had a black teenager, 16 years old, shot 16 times by a police officer in a situation that didn't at all fit the narrative of fear for his life that we hear about so often when officers fire their weapons. This is a situation that the public here in Chicago is completely lied to. It was this enormous, elaborate cover-up.
The accusation is Rahm Emanuel helped with the cover-up, therefore he should not be the ambassador to Japan. And it's noteworthy that he's being now sort of held to account for something that he actually did, and people agree that he did, rather than things he may or may not have said. And the like, as we've seen in the past. But the people you'd expect to be really sticking up for him is those he worked with in the Obama administration. President Obama, members of the Illinois congressional delegation, and the like. Has anybody supported him through this weekend?
Senator Dick Durbin has stood up for him. David Axelrod has. Some of the more moderate members of the party have said, like, let's look at his full body of work. Let's look at his lifetime of service. I just think for the Democratic Party, you can understand the conflict here, where police reform is front and center in America. This is a moment of reckoning. And here's someone who perpetuated lies to the entire city of Chicago about what happened that day. Journalists were actually told that Laquan McDonald lunged in the direction of that officer multiple times, and that never happened. Those lies kept going for a year until an independent journalist managed to let that body cam video come out. And we all sort of sat back and said, my God, this is what happened. This isn't what we were told. A $5 million settlement was granted by City Council and Mayor Emanuel for the family of Laquan McDonald in exchange for their silence. I mean, those are pretty damning facts, I think. So you can understand where the criticism comes from in this environment where police reform is front and center to that agenda.
Yeah, it seems like we're a long way from getting any kind of whip count on whether there's enough Democratic support for the nomination. But we've seen the White Houses in the past pull nominees or nominees bow out when something like this comes out. Anna, this is going to be a lot to cover on this. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, Leland.
Great story. We appreciate it. When we come back,